Melanie B.
I'm Emma.
I'm Victoria.
And I'm Jerry.
And I'm Melanie C. And don't lie, you didn't know we were
Right, say it back.
And we're the Spice Girls.
Yeah, I do like socialising. I'm a big social buff, yeah. And I just love male company. I love them. So any men out there and you need a bit of company, call the Spice Girls.
Yeah, I've got really different tastes as well, but I mean at the moment I'm really into the Britpop scene, you know, Blur, Oasis, Supergrass, I kind of like all the big guitar bands, but my favourite artist of all time is Stevie Wonder, but I'm a big Madonna fan as well, so it varies.
Well, good evening, America. It is great to be here tonight.
I like a bit of soul, a bit of reggae, a bit of hip-hop, a bit of jungle. Jungle's my favourite at the moment. But as for like looking up to artists, I just think anybody who's up there doing it, singing from the heart, do you know what I mean? Well done, because it's hard. And respect the massive.
I think I'm very into like films, you know, and cinema, you know, all like pop art. I like all that sort of very sort of escapism, yeah. That's what I'm into.
You can't pigeonhole Spice. Spice is more than music, it's more than just having an attitude. Spice is about a vibe, and we are different in the fact that there's 5 of us who've got different personalities and different ways of going about their life, but we respect each other for that. So it's like we've got all different, we've got all the best parts of people and just put them into like a cooking pot and it's all just kind of exploded. But I don't think we can say we fit in anywhere, we just fit into the Spice Girls movement, that's it.
Hey, we're having a blowout, Spice Girl style-y. I like going out with my friends, going clubbing, and I like going to Sainsbury's with my mum, shopping, you know.
One of the major differences is that we're a very artist-led band, as Emma said, that we have managed ourselves, we do write our own lyrics, and everything we do comes from us, we're very lucky to have a vast amount of control. We always have the last say, whether it was like that video, we chose that director, you know, the album sleeve, you know, we'll overview everything. So I think that's, you know, a lot of bands are completely dominated, and that's where we are completely different. We're a reflection, we're like United Colours of Benetton, really. You know, Melanie's mixed race, I'm half Spanish. You know, we all come from different backgrounds, and that's like a message. You don't need a uniform. We all dress differently. You don't need a uniform to be a gang. You know, if your vision is the same. You know, it's like Spice is a movement for the 90s, like feminism spiced up. You know, it's like girl power.
It's going to be hotter than Mel B's outfit.
It's pretty damn hot in there.
I like shopping. I have to say it. Now, I'm a bit of a shopaholic. I'm a sucker for the designer labels and things like that. So in my spare time, I go shopping.
Well, we've been travelling a lot this year and I've been away from home a lot, so I want to spend some time with my family and my friends. That's what I want to do.
There are little moments when, I don't know, somebody will say something to you like, I don't know, like you've made me like think about that now, and I never would have thought about that until I see you lot. When people say things like that, it makes you think, oh my God, you know, I've made a bit of a difference. We've made a bit of a difference to certain people.
A lot of our families, even from like mothers and things like that, is saying, oh, thank you, you've been so inspirational to my daughter. Like, she's doing really well at school now and she got rid of that no-good boyfriend, and because you inspired her, and it's like, and for a second you think, don't you, wow, that's great, and then you go, oh, that's not me, you know, and you just can't believe it.
Money doesn't buy happiness. The only thing money does is give you freedom. That's all, as in, not mental freedom, but, you know, allows you to do what you want to do, really. If you want to go out and do whatever, that's the only thing money can buy, really.
I think mainly the thing we want to do is we want to stay happy, true to ourselves, still want to go out with our mates and you know, chill, and just, as long as we're all right together, then that's fine, you know.
I think Spice is a reflection of our times. Obviously, there's been lots of boy bands doing it, and I think people are glad to see, for once, there's a girl group, you know, that are up there doing it. I think it's like a breath of fresh air. We've been through the recession, all the, you know, the grunge, you know, when everyone's really down. And, you know, Spice isn't about that. We're about vitality.
Oh, that was brilliant. The only thing is, though, it took about 24 hours to film, so it's very tiring.
Straight?
It was cool, yeah.
Well, basically, you know, you said about wannabe, that's about relationships. You can read whatever you want to in that, you know, but one thing's for sure, you know, when we write our lyrics, they're not, you know, your average soppy love songs. There's always like a strength behind it, even if it is about relationships. Say you be there. We want you, you know, a man, he can, or a person or a friend, it can be anything, be there for us, but, you know, but in the right context, really. I mean, we've got all different songs.
Jerry couldn't sing it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Brilliant.
I think that, you know, our American audiences are really loud, and we like that. We've had some fantastic audiences out here. Probably the best in the whole world, I'd say.
Yeah, they've been
out here.
screaming.
Fantastic.
Really good fun. They've been screaming loads and shouting girl power.
You know me, I've got illusions of grandeur.
She's always out for a good time. She wants to go out. You know, she doesn't worry too much about things. She's got a serious head, but then also, you know, her main aim all the time is just to make the best of things and have a laugh. You know, and she sees something good in everybody.
That's the one thing that we were most excited about when we found out we were #1, is that, you know, the girls are now thinking, God, there's girls up there doing it.
We're not afraid of that at all. I mean, we're a rule-breaking band, do you know what I mean? There's no lead singer, we always break rules, and we feel, well, okay, we're not afraid of doing like teen press. We think that's not going to pigeonhole us at all, because, I mean, for a start, we've got a voice and we've got opinions, do you know what I mean? We're a very strong-minded group, so that makes us, I think, and also we're going to appeal to the gay market, we're going to appeal to the musos. That's a rule breaking thing that we've done. We're going to be in we're going to be in muso magazines. We're going to be in the teen stuff. We're not afraid of that at all. Do you know what I mean? We want everybody to like us. You know, it's natural. Obviously, at starting point, so be it the teenagers like us first. But I think, you know, we won't be surprised if the 20-somethings like us too.
I think girl power is, you know, it comes from within, really. It's a way of life. You know, it's basically being a strong, you know, individual and just doing what you want to do and really going for it.
But it also means, you know, about respecting yourself as well as other people. You know, because we found that, you know, you have to respect that everyone's different. You know, and we also, I mean, even though we say girl power, we like to say people power as well.
She's very fit and very, you know, funny. She's a very funny person when you talk to her. When she's got something to say, it's very important. And she gets us up and going when we're being a bit lazy, I think, all of us. She gets us up singing, come on now, we've got to have a singing lesson or we've got to have a dance lesson. She's a cool chick.
We've been adamant on right from the start. Do you know what I mean? As soon as people hear like pop group or anybody who's had like a #1 or been successful, they instantly think they've sectioned themselves off and become kind of untouchable. Whereas we're not like that at all. We don't even want to be like that. We're down to earth. Do you know what I mean? We still want to go to the pub. Do you know what I mean? We still want to be able to go down the cafe. We're still living normal lives, and we just happen to have a lifestyle that's completely out of our hands, as in, you know what I mean, with the sales and the public eye and what have you. I think between the five of us, we do like to keep that sense of earthiness, because at the end of the day, we're just normal people, just like you are. Just so happens we've, do you know what I mean, had a little bit of success. You either get it or you don't.
Teen magazine that came up with that, and we like them. They've kind of stuck, haven't they?
They've stuck with us.
They're funny, aren't
part of, and it's a bit of fun as well.
But I'm sure in you've got a bit of baby, a bit of posh, a bit of scary.
All
You know
of
what I
them.
mean? You had different characters.
Girl power.
Yeah, be who you want to be. Equality.
Believe in yourself.
Liberated.
Love yourself and love everyone around you and your family, then everything will be okay.
Right, Emma is the youngest member of the band, and she's very, very sweet. Her heart's always in the right place, and she's a real cutie, and she loves wearing her baby doll dresses, and she's sort of very loving member of the band, and she's very instinct-led. Like, she, you know, when we ask her about, if you ask her opinion on a piece of music, she either loves it or hates it. Do you know what I mean? She's always spot on with that.
I think obviously everybody, you know, wants Dunblane to do really well because it is a really good cause. But, you know, obviously the people decide, and there's, you know, that's out of our hands really. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
It's a bit of fate, isn't it?
yeah. So
We had bought the Dunblane song as well.
yeah.
You get to see a lot of things through travelling and through situations that you're in with each other. It forces your catalogue of thoughts to go on overload, and you start learning a lot, like from experiences, and even I think between the four of us we're very kind of spiritual, and we believe a lot in fate now, whereas before I don't think we were as strong like that. So we've learned quite a lot.
I think also we've learned an awful lot from each other as well, and it's quite funny because we sort of like have taken on a little piece of each other. which is quite nice because you see little traits of somebody else or yourself in somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously we're doing it because we really enjoy music and, you know, it's a good way of expressing yourself with the material and everything, but, you know, we're just having a laugh doing this, really, you know, as well. It's really good fun.
When we write our music, obviously, we are very, you know, serious about our lyrics and everything like that because we like putting messages in our songs. But when it comes down to, like, performing and things like that, we try and have as much to laugh as we can.
Yeah, I'd say as a band, we want to be remembered as people that, you know, when we thought something, we got up and spoke up about it. That
A positive. That's
worked hard.
Yeah, and a positive group that gave positive messages.
I think most importantly, a bit of fun, you know. We kind of was up there just having a laugh. And that's what everybody needs in their life, to have a bit of fun, laugh at themselves and the whole world can laugh
Have
at
a
you.
jolly good time.
I'll talk about Victoria. Now, she's a lady of the group. She adds a bit of sophistication for us, like when we're all jumping around like nutters, she's like stood at the back going like, oh, sorry, apologising for the rest of us. But she's really cool, she loves her, you know, nice clothes, and she's always got a handbag. She's always in heels, very business-minded, very astute. And she's a cool, crazy kind of chick.
For the business side of things, you have to get a little bit serious. You just don't want to get ripped off, do you?
This is the start of a journey that's going to go on for ages.
She's quite similar to me, actually. Very up there, very loud, very grabs people's attention. She's always got great ideas, whether it be for videos, whether it be for song lyrics. What else? Oh yeah, she can be very serious. She's got a very serious head to her, which is kind of like a motivate kind of thing. So, I mean, once she sees something, she has to get it and she just goes for it. So it's very, how can I explain it? Freaky, man. That's it.
Before we got together as a band, we was all like dancers and singers and like acting, presenting, all doing sort of stuff in showbiz. Do you know what I mean? But we did go along to an audition. Well, there was 4 of us who went to this audition for a band. It was another band, it wasn't Spice Girls. It was a girl band. But we didn't really get on with like the managers and that. We had different ideas. We wanted to write our own stuff. So then we went off on our own, and then that's when Emma joined, and it was just 5, and that's when we started Spice Girls.
I was so nervous because obviously people were looking at it saying, you know, what are you going to do?
Because we're all mad. One of these girls is doing their own thing.
Never think of it like that, you know. Whenever there's photographs, I always think, God, is anyone really that interested? It's just, I think it's, you know, because of, you know, David as well. Obviously, I'm in the Spice Girls, which is probably one of the biggest bands in the world. And you know, David, you know, not just in my opinion, but I think he's one of the best footballers in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is, really. It's not me personally, it's just the whole thing. It's the whole Posh and Bex thing, you know.
No, there's never been 6 Spice Girls, only 5. But there was another girl before we, you know, made the Spice Girl movement. And I'm sure you've all heard about her. She did exist. Michelle, all right, Michelle, how you doing?
But we weren't Spice Girls when Michelle was in the band. we weren't Spice Girls.
They weren't Spice Girls without me, all right?
There's more than 5 Spice Girls. There's
Everybody's one of them.
I would say about 85% of our fan base is actually girls.
Yeah.
You know.
But what we always said that
We like boys though.
what we always said though is we wanted to break rules that, you know, we wanted our audience to be really wide, you know, appeal to everybody, and I think really wide
really,
like
really
that. And I think that's what it's done. It's, you know, it doesn't alienate anybody, whether you're black, white, you're president, postman, it doesn't matter. You know, you can all nod your head to the same good groove.
Mum was actually dedicated to all the mums in the world, well, especially our mums, but all the mums in the world. And it was just like, you know, when you're younger, you go through that rebellious stage, and then you realise when you're older, why did I put her through that? She only cares about me and loves me. So we actually wrote that about that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we both had so much to bring to the party, you know. Yeah, the publicity and the whole hype thing naturally, excuse me, came, you know, from me. But then, you know, people talking about the music for once with me rather than what I'm buying when I go shopping. You know, and the more credible side of it.
Jerry's hair smells.
And I've always liked garage music, but this was the first opportunity I'd had to really get involved with a track like this. And everybody was great, you know, everybody from the record company. Dane weren't bad. Yeah, we're going to write together for my album, which we're getting in the studio in a couple of weeks. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, next year, I mean, I'm finishing off my album at the moment, so hopefully around February time I'll have a single out, album out, you know, a few months later.
At the end of the day, you have to have a big sense of humour. We're putting ourselves up for this. At the end of the day, if people want to read about you and if they want to write about you, as far as we're concerned, it's a compliment.
But most of it is
don't
actually
believe
lies.
You
It's garbage.
can't believe it. I mean, they said I wear cheap makeup and I don't, so...
Then I got a 6 out of 10.
We usually laugh at it because it is usually quite funny because it's not really real.
Can you see my shoes there? I've just got them. They're
I've got
crazy.
new
We always gate crashing everywhere, don't we?
Yeah.
But it's like in desperation. Not in desperation, we're just on a mission. There's no desperation involved. That is a mission.
Girl power mission,
Girl power.
Do you know what I mean? Being able to write our music and for it coming out in the public and going so well, first time round.
And the fact that we're all still together, you know, and still friends.
I'm afraid to say we're still here.
There's a message in one of us. Every single song, there's a message. You know, we in every song we talk about what we've been through. So it's, you know, people can identify with each and every song. I think
Every song takes you somewhere, whether it's up, down, sideways, because as Emma says, we've given it from the heart. And what we're giving out is real. Really, we've given on our songs a reflection, a piece of us.
We've been in this industry, we've been to parties, say last year, then we've met up with the same people. Now that, when you see people like in that category of big heads or of thinking, getting full of themselves, it's mainly solo artists anyway. Do you know what I mean? You can see the difference, and there's not one single bit of that in any five of us, because you know why? It's either not there or it's been battered out of us anywhere, and we wouldn't even allow each other to get like that, because what's the point in being like that? We're friends here, and that's it. We're friends, and the only people we do listen to anyway is each other and family, and that's it. To us, it isn't fast success because we've been together over 2 years, and it isn't as if all of a sudden we've just started working. We've been working, we've been planning everything. We've been like taking our time on the album, getting ourselves prepared, like how we're going to come out in the public, behind the scenes on the marketing, promotion. So it's not just happened all at once for us.
We've ordered you a hot vindaloo. Very, very spicy.
Deeper in our lyrics and where we're coming from, and realise what's going on. It's like, wow, yeah, they're not just a pop group, they're not just up there looking all kind of bright and cheerful and what have you.
We're female, and that's one barrier that we have to break down. The fact that, you know, we don't all dress the same. In Take That, there was only Gary writing the material, whereas here you've got 5 completely different people all putting all their ideas together and coming out with, you know, one song.
when we used to live together, me and Mel used to eat a corner every Friday night. It would be our thing.
That was and the phone would ring and I'd lick all her naan bread and lick all her chicken balls.
And I'd go, hold on, I didn't eat that much. I'm sure I didn't.
We came over here with an attitude of we've got to start from square one. It's going to take a lot of work. Whereas I think a lot of bands come out here with a bit of an attitude of, you know, oh, we've been successful in Europe, so they don't have to work as hard. And I think we realised that we really had to start from scratch, really.
I'm a bit of a fitness fanatic. You'll always find me down the gym if I'm not with this lot. Spice Girls started many years ago when we all met, when we were working in the music industry, either singing or dancing, and then we became really good friends. Now in England, like Melanie and I lived in Northern England while the other girls are from London, so we really needed to move down to London because a lot of the work was actually there. So that's when we all moved in together and we started writing.
And we started living together we were living together about 9 months, and we started writing material, dancing, singing, and then we managed ourselves for ages, and we had to be ready as a package, we felt, until before we went out into the industry.
Fish and chips with scraps, proper northern piece of food.
This isn't luck. We've worked bloody hard. Well done, girls.
I think Spice Girls always do things in their own way. You know, whether it means breaking records or history, but we don't set out to do that. That's part and parcel and what the public choose.
All 5 of us have got completely different musical influences and backgrounds. So I think, you know, when we write the material, we write it all together, and we write, we go back to like our real life experiences. So, you know, in that way as well, we have, it's so diverse. And I think that when you hear the album, you know, there's definitely something there for everybody, because there's all of our tastes, you know, and each one of us has sort of like put our stamp on a different song. And Wannabe is actually the most poppy track that we've actually done. We wrote it about, 2 years ago now. It's one of the first tracks we wrote.
I'm not really into like fast food and junk food because I do a lot of training and stuff, so like, I've got a really high carbohydrate, high protein diet.
Oh, you are!
Check it out, it's true.
Hey, look at that. Hey, you can't dispute that, right? That is muscle, mate. Don't mess with this girl. She's our protection.
No, but I am hard.
Oh, yeah, she looks really hard, doesn't she? I am hard.
The media.
Yeah. The media.
Yes,
the media.
media.
The media.
But Wannabes, as Victoria said, is our starting point, and it is a reflection. It has got rap, soul, you know, there's all different elements, harmonies, you know, it's incorporated because we like lots of different types of music, and so you can appreciate any type, and it's a real sort of a tongue-in-cheek, you know, it's a reflection of the Spice vibe, girl power. That's what it's about, really.
One day, you know, I like healthy food. The next minute, you know, give me ice cream and, you know,
So you don't diet then?
Not really. I'm on a seafood diet. All the food I see, I eat.
I can't believe you've woken us up at this time.
What
time is it?
Because we just think that, you know, the average young person likes all different elements of music just like we do, and hence we've put rap, soul, funk, you know, pop. We just feel that that is pop music, it's everything. And what it's got like the vitality, the personality of the Spice vibe on there with, you know, harmonies, very deep, profound messages in our lyrics. You know, so there's always two underlying levels there. One very colourful, you know, explosive for the younger people to identify with, but also for the musos, they can identify with. Like there's one song that's like a vocal point that we can, you know, have a voice, you know, through our music. So and we project that sort of like positive, you know, message.
Yeah, I think every day you enjoy it, don't we? Because it's something that we like doing. It isn't a job. It's like an enjoyable lifestyle, so it's cool.
I even wear my stocking in bed.
I think in a way we've prepared ourselves so well. Do you know what I mean? There's 5 of us here. We can, between the 5 of us, there's going to be like a few of us that are going to say, look, it's all right, and vice versa. We all take it differently and bounce off each other. So it's reassuring to have four mates here. It's completely reassuring.
You know, we do a lot of travelling, which is great, but, you know, we do miss home. So time with family and friends.
But when we're together, it's like a girl gang. We have a laugh.
Like, even this morning, do you know what I mean? We had to get up in an earthly hour, but we just make it fun no matter what.
Yeah, like it's really good fun getting up really early.
What time was it? 4:45?
Interested about music, positivity, girl power. Do you know what I mean? Politics is a bit.
Respect to take that, you know, they're doing it and they've had a lot of success. Yeah, they did it and they've had a hell of a lot of success. When it comes to differences, the first difference is, you know, obviously we're female, and that's one barrier that we have to break down.
Girl power is having, you know what I mean, not being afraid of being you. It's basically about individuality, being a strong woman and having fun.
If you look up the word success in the dictionary, it means doing something or work that makes you happy.
Like I was in the pub the other day and I've gone to this girl, yeah, we're doing it for the girls. And all the boys have gone, yay! And like some girls, I think they don't know quite how to handle it. I mean, luckily we've had all positive reactions, but some of them, like they don't quite know what to do because we are loud and proud, and do you know what I mean? We want every other girl to follow in our path. Do you know what I mean? You can tell a guy to say this, you can do that. If you've got a voice and you can use it, you go with the flow, don't you?
Basically, all of us were in the industry, singing and dancing and stuff like that. And there was an audition with one manager, and he had the idea for the group, but we didn't stay with him. We formed our own sort of Spice Girl movement and wrote our own songs, and it went from there.
World domination is what you're after.
Basically, what we want to do is project this girl power thing that needs to take...
Girl power!
And hopefully, we want girls to join our gang, come on board, get them... Yeah.
Hi, I'm Emma. I was brought up with Motown, Peter Andre, and so I like a good song with a good melody, but I also like garage and house.
My favourite is like 70s rare groove, you know, retro music, like Michael Jackson Off the Wall. But, you know, I like anything from Frank Sinatra to Elvis.
And you're stupid if you don't get it, you've missed out, and if you get it, do you know what I mean? You're gonna get some feedback off the Spice Girls personally, whether it be coming through your TV screen, whether it be watching us up on a concert, whether it be listening to one of our interviews. You know what I mean? People are gonna get the message if they're open and aware of it. And it isn't as though it's negative, it is positive. It's revamping and revitalising people's lives, and do you know what I mean? Our life as well.
We do fall out, but you know, it's only because we're really passionate about what we're doing, and also because we spend so much time together. But we do have a laugh as well. We do say whatever we do, wherever we go, we're gonna have a laugh.
But we're like normal friends.
Yeah.
They argue, don't
we
they?
do pinch each other and.
It's always silly things, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't really.
Really nice.
We don't argue about main things. It's just silly things.
Yeah, it's
like
like
when
sisters.
the word and or the goes in a lyric.
Well, originally I was actually trained as a dancer, but previous to being with the girls, I was in another band, not a particularly good band, but I was in the music industry.
the same as Melanie.
Somebody once said to me, it was a vicar actually, it was well, you don't know, but when you go to get married, you go and have to meet the vicar and they tell you things like, and they give you this little talk. Yeah. And he said one thing I've never forgotten, he says, never let the sun go down on your wrath. So never go to bed angry. Otherwise you have bad nightmares.
Well, I'm terribly posh. Everybody says to me, why are you the posh one? Because you're just not posh.
I think all of us from an early age have all done a lot of performing because we're all born performers really. So we've always been dancing and getting up there singing and stuff. But when I left school I went professionally into singing and dancing.
I really like soul music. I love Anita Baker. I also like the sounds of blackness, but I'm a big fan of George Michael. As a whole, the whole band, we're giving out a positive attitude, we're having fun, we're saying, if you want something, go out and do it.
It was a real bonus, particularly having 4 trained dancers. I'm not a trained dancer, but the rest are, and we use that to our benefit, hence we could put, choreography together, it all comes from us, it's brilliant. So, in every area, Emma's had training in acting, so that's brilliant for, when we go on television, so she vibes us all up in different areas, we can handle it, so it's really cool.
This isn't just a women's issue. I've had a little experience myself, but I think men and women, this is the biggest killer for women of this generation, and so we've got to do something about it.